Welcome back and welcome to my channel. Today's quick episode is about how to polish clarinet keys at home by hand using some metal polish. So we're going to get quick to this, and in the end, don't forget to like, subscribe afterwards, and we're going to get right to it. It should be fairly easy. But first, I want to review what I have on a web page of mine. This web page you can find on clarinetperfection.com. This is an older version of it with more colors. Basically, what we have here is this example is for polishing nickel plated keywork, which this is. We do not want to use this for doing silver plated keywork or gold plated keywork. You'll find a lot of silver plated keywork on like Buffet E11s, some R13s, and a lot of newer clarinets. These are for vintage clarinets mostly. But basically, the ingredients are fairly simple. One, you need mosh or some other type of metal polish cream, paper towels, and I mentioned on here lava soap, which is soap that will clean your hands really well. A lot of pumps in it. It'll clean off some black junk that you may get in your hands from polishing the keys. That's what we have the paper towels for, to capture most of that. And of course, patience. When you polish keys at home, it's going to take a long time to get all the key work, even if you have it off the clarinet. And we'll show how to take things off in a different episode. We're just going to review what it looks like before and after each time we clean the keys. And here I mentioned I have some pictures of cleaning the keys from beginning to end, where it looks really kind of crusty to nice and polished. As I mentioned in another episode, if your keys look slightly frosted, that means you want to polish them again. And we'll show you in a little bit here. This page will show some examples of polishing through and what your fingers may look like at the end, which is why you want that really heavy duty soap. We're going to get right to it now. So in this example, we're only going to polish two keys initially. That's the two top keys here. As mentioned, some metal polish cream and some paper towels. We're going to polish these multiple times, lightly at first. All right, we already see a difference now. We already see a difference now, but it's still cloudy and it still looks dirty to me. And we have a bunch of black on the paper towel. Now we're going to do one cleaning of both keys. If you notice, I'm starting to get it messed around a bit here. I'm trying not to get the underneath of the key. Just want to get the top of the key. So that's about what that is right now. A lot of black on that. I'm going to do this a second time. This is done once, second time. That's the second time. Now we're going to do this a second time, this a third time. A little dab, that may be a little bit too much too. A bunch of black just for that key work. Now we'll get to this one again. You can see I got some black in my thumb now. While there's quite a difference occurring now, this is getting a lot more polished. We're going to do each one again. When you're doing it by hand, it really does take a long time. I won't be doing this, just an example. The other clarinet we'll be doing, I'm going to polish the keys by machine. I'm going to do both these at the same time right now. These are probably some of the more easier keys other than the side pinky keys. You can't really hurt them. And the pads are hard to do, but because you don't want to get the pads dirty. It's a lot more smoother now and more polished. This is still a step better than that. Feeling really nice. So a black gunk just from this one key so far, or these two keys. I'm gonna polish both of them up again. So a little dab, not much. And there we go. Nearly there. As you can see, doing it by hand takes a long time. So if you're just doing one clarinet, you want to do a little bit at a time, a little bit one day, a little bit more the next day. Do another key one day, get it started, a little bit at a time. Like these are easy to do. So this could be one day, this could be a second day polishing, polish these up a third day, start polishing up on the side, around the edges. Because as soon as you get the keys like this, you're gonna get polish stuck in between. Then you want to use this to kind of push it between the keys and clean up between the keys. We're gonna learn how to take the keys off too in a upcoming episode. A little bit more. Look how much more black stuff I got off of it. Seems like the more you polish, the more black tarnish you get off. Getting more there. More tarnishes off. Use this part now. A little bit at a time. Definitely have to roll up your sleeves for this stuff. There we go. Really nicely polished now. Let's take a close look. Now, some warnings. It's easy on the web page. I showed how to do the top of the key cup. It's fairly easy to do, even when it looks really bad like this. Try not to polish around the edge of the key cup because you'll get it on the pad. And if you're not replacing pads, you're going to ruin the pad with this metal polish. Let's go over a few things you have to be really careful about. First of all, when we're polishing, like say we're polishing this rod here, we got to be careful about springs. There's really two basic types of springs. There's springs that are flat. They're not pointed. Versus springs that are pointed. Like needles, which is basically what they are. So these ones, as you can see, are pointed. You do not want to move your finger this way and accidentally hit it and have this thing jab into you. You start bleeding. course, when you learn to polish, you have to learn to polish one way, this way. And a lot of people want to speed things up and do it both ways. And sooner or later, they're going to stab themselves. So be very careful about springs and which way they're pointed if you're polishing with the key still on the clarinet. And even then, so when you take keys off of clarinets, some keys still have springs attached to them, these needle springs. You have needle springs, which are these ones that look like needles, or they may be flat tipped, in which case they're like the other ones I showed. And then you got springs that are flat. You'll find the flat springs usually like on the trill keys, which I don't have the upper joint with me. But anyways, this is a quick example of how to polish keys. It'll take a long time. Maybe do, 1 in the morning, do this in the afternoon, slowly do your key work. Remember, patience is the key. Do not overuse the amount of polish you use. Use a little bit of polish. It'll go a long way. You may want to do it multiple times as I showed here, because you'll get a lot of this black junk. And even then, I still got a lot of black junk in my hand. This is just from those 2 keys. And I could probably still polish it a little bit more, get it more reflective. It's nice and smooth now. Anyways, that's a very quick video on how to start learning how to polish your keys by hand at home using some metal polish and a towel. Once again, that web page was on clarinetperfection.com. You can go back to the beginning of this video, take a look at it. But looks really nice, just like that. This is actually an old Malern, sold as a symphony from Sears back in the 70s, I believe. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful to you. I want to thank you for listening today. Any questions or comments, put them down below. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, whether it's dirty or not. Like, share, and subscribe. You gotta love knowledge, gotta love life, gotta love clarinets too, right? We'll see you next time.